Hi, Ann. Thank you so much for being here. It was when I was approached by the Praveen that this is something you'll have to do, and I was really feeling so excited to talk to you. Two things when I was going through your profile. Tremendous transformation you have ever achieved, and I think she's the icon of not only the physical health, it's a mental health and complete well-being. So we'll start with some of the questions which she can highlight on her own experience. How you were personalize this whole journey of transformation, and I think you have become an icon for the women in India, just to take care of the charge of their bodies and health, and that is commendable. So big credit to you. Thank you so very much for being what you are.
Very kind.
The first point is, what is the story behind this STEM? How do you define yourself, and what is the turning point which has made you what you are today? Not just personal, not just physical, but as a whole.
A lot of weaknesses, a lot of things that I never wanted to give up, because you might look very strong, but then it's addition of a lot of broken things. It's like a muscle. When the muscle breaks, then it gets hypertrophy, then it builds. It's like that. The more we break in our life in terms of emotions, in terms of our hopes, in terms of our different journeys, I think we build better. And I believe in not giving up, and I believe it's in every compartment of my life, be it fitness or be it mental health or whatever.
Okay, I think one takeaway is just being disciplined and consistent about what you are doing. Correct?
Yeah, trying to.
Right.
With all the hurdles, you try to be just focused on where you are headed.
And if you have to define a wellness in your own term, what that would be?
I feel wellness gives you freedom to be who you are, freedom from a lot of worries of what medications you have to take, or freedom from being dependent on somebody to take care of your day-to-day life. Like if somebody crosses 70 and they are self-dependent for their movement, for their own things, I think that is the biggest blessing of being fit, being not just being fit physically, but mentally as well. So overall, when we look at wellness, the one word that comes to my mind is freedom.
Very nicely articulated. It is freedom. I think ever heard of. I mean, yes, freedom from everything. I think you are so independent by your own, with your own health, your own wellness, well-being, and yes, you get the freedom to do so many things. You become so productive in your work. So very nice. And as there are so many doctors here, I come from the healthcare background. People got sick and then they approach the hospital. So they seek a lot of care and cure in the hospital to get better. What is your mantra? I don't know. This both word can meet. Of course, I mean we always do the physical workout, we perform yoga, we take care of our mental health, we take the charge of our emotional well-being, what not. But then when we come to the bad health, even generally seek to the hospital. So there is a prevention aspect, there is a cure aspect. What are your takes while we bridge both the things together?
See, both the things are very important, but unfortunately we live in a culture where we want to face the problems first and then maybe look for the cure. So we don't look at the preventive side of it. We always are looking for, we'll find the cure. Like I had a client who was overweight, and I told him that, let's work on your fitness and goals, and he was under 30s. So he told me that अभी तो कमाने का time है, जब problem आएगी तब देखी जाएगी. Now, when doctors are here, people from the healthcare industry are here, they would agree that जब problem आती है तब already बहुत बार बिगड़ चुकी होती है. So why wait to first face the problems and then find a solution? So first, if we work on the preventive things, I think the cure also becomes, because see, doctors are a blessing to us, healthcare industry is a blessing to us, but doesn't mean that we take our fitness for granted, mental health, overall health for granted, and then give them a patient which is really going to be a problem for them. So let's not do that. So preventive measures are very much important, and then maybe we can look at the cure too.
So yes, I would just like to curate my own example. We often travel a lot, and sometimes we give up on our own daily workouts. I work out in daily evenings wherever I get time. Maybe 5 days a week max. That's max I can do. But when we travel for the work or leisure, we give up. So I think that half an hour, 45 minute regime is very, very important. I think this is a way of life. Like we brush our teeth in the morning and we take shower. That is how we have to have half an hour, 30 minutes, 40 minutes jogging or physical workout. I think that's where the mindset comes in. So I think there is no option. It has to be done mandatorily, no matter what, wherever you are. Right?
I think the idea of fitness has been fed to our minds in a very wrong way. Thanks to the hoardings, thanks to social media, we feel that a person who looks very attractive, who looks very polished, is fit. But that's not the case. Our society is such that if somebody is overweight, they will literally bully that person into becoming something miraculously different overnight. And I'll just give an example. Also, some of our stars, the Bollywood stars that we call, they go through a lot of surgeries to look that perfect self. And then these people, the same crowd, will say that, oh, she went through Botox, she did Ozempic, or she did this and she did that. But in the first place, you are the person to bully her. And then when she did that, then again you are there to criticize. So I would just say one thing, that we don't really need to listen to the society all the time. Because no matter what you do, no matter how you look, no matter how you talk, not everybody is going to like you, and this validation is killing a lot of lives because people are looking for shortcuts, and these shortcuts, if not advised by the doctors, can be very risky. And the culture that we are encouraging is of self-medication, because so many drugs or so many things are available OTC that they would just want to try this. Let me try once. एक बार try करने में क्या जाता है? That try करने में we are not a guinea pig.
Yeah.
So when you try, it hurts you a lot more. So if you really want to have a happy, fit, happy life in terms of your mental health, please don't look for validations. Don't look for how people think you should be. That's the biggest thing you can do. The first step to wellness is not listening to people around you.
So I think you just touched upon the point of social media and influencing. You are an influencer. How to manage to be that perfect when things are getting to us in terms of questions, comments, inquiry, just to be perfect blend between the message you want to convey to the youth or anybody for that matter.
So I'm not perfect. I'm just myself. Even on social media, I don't curate my content. As in, I don't curate my feed to look good to people who would follow me, or to be a certain way just so that what people want to see in me. I am the way I am right now on social media. I think that helps me, because when you try to portray something that you are not, and when you just look at अच्छा मुझे ऐसे दिखना पड़ेगा so that people follow me, then you are creating a mess for yourself. So whoever is here into content, please don't curate your feed as per people wanted. Yeah, obviously we deliver the content that people are looking for, but that doesn't mean that it makes your night sleepless. So be real and don't look for perfections. Chase your best self. See, the thing is that you should be happy where you are, but always try to improve yourself in terms of your looks, your intellect, your well-being, everything. But don't adhere to मैं ये करूँगी तो लोग मुझे इतना फॉलो करेंगे, बिकॉज जो 4 लोग आपको प्रोग्रेस में साथ रहेंगे वही 4 लोग आपको फिर ऊपर छोड़ने में भी आते हैं. So don't look for those 4 people. Doesn't help.
You have a lot of doctors here, and I think do you think that doctors, being a healthcare practitioner, can collaborate with people like you as a fitness influencer to give and provide the correct message to the society? Do you think that that can be done in the future?
Obviously, it's already happening, not in the future. Even today, doctors collaborate. Doctors want healthcare people who talk about health and profession, because health and well-being, they want to collaborate. What I would say about I am supposed to be calling myself an influencer. Before this term came into the play, I was already doing it, so I don't call myself an influencer or anything. I'm just doing my role. Point is that not everybody, not all the social media content creators who talk about health are qualified. So they definitely need to check with the doctors the content that they are sharing is correct or not. Because we don't have any strict rules where the government is watching what the creator is making. Like they will just one fine day some company has approached them that this medicine is miraculous, go sell it. Somebody would do it, and then people would buy that. So we need healthcare professionals who are qualified, doctors who know their job, to maybe collaborate with such people who has a voice but might not be aware of what they are talking about.
Very, very important, because all of this content, what you see in the social media may not be correct, and we are so influenced by any content by anybody. So the collaboration between the healthcare practitioners and person like you really will help, and it's then can be the win-win situation for the society at large. Would you just give any example, maybe some 2-3 myths, which are the myths according to you, and that society or community should unlearn by following the pages or by following the content?
Myths in terms of
intake for the fitness or anything for the wellness.
See, there are a lot of myths in terms of fitness. The one, there is no shortcut. People think I'll take one medicine and it's not Ganga mein doonge laga liya aur sare kaam bhul gaye. You have to go to the gym, you have to eat right, you have to sleep well. So fitness, according to me, is not a very shallow thing. For when people talk about fitness, they just talk about ye khao, exercise karo, that's it. But it is a wide range of things. It is as per your age, it is as per your job, it is as per your stress levels today. So you have to look at the larger picture. It's not just eating right and doing this and doing that and you're done. You have to look at a bigger picture, and that is where you're headed in life. So your relationship with yourself, your relationship with others, your stress levels, what you want to achieve in your life, where you're headed, what's your age, what your responsibilities are. So you have to basically plan your fitness or wellness action plan according to all these factors. So the myth I would say is that don't look for a 3 months or 90-day plan. It doesn't work. It has to be a lifelong thing, and please don't be afraid to fail. What we call failure is your life challenges. Go for it. You're not answerable to anybody. Unless you are an actor and you have to show your six packs in the next movie, just be yourself and enjoy what you're doing. There should not be any pressure, because अगर इस चीज़ already काम में pressure ले रहे हैं, family में stress ले रहे हैं, 1000 चीजों में stress ले रहे हैं, अब खुद के लिए भी stress ले रहे हैं, तो what is the point?
बिल्कुल सही बात है, बिल्कुल very apt thinking, because I see that a lot of people want to work out, they go to the gym, and they really literally take the pressure and the stress of just being shown up in the gym कि मुझे जिम जाना है, मुझे करना तो पड़ेगा. So उसका भी एक slight build-up हो जाता है.
जब आप जिम की बात कर रहे हो ना, so I'll add something. हम ये कल्चर में रह रहे हैं where we think that sleeping less is a badge of honor. So मैं 4 घंटे ही सोता हूँ पर सुबह जिम में जाता हूँ. Now that is causing more harm to your body, because when you don't sleep enough, your body releases cortisol more. So when you go to the gym all stressed out, what is going to the gym? What do? You work out. So it's good for you, but it's giving your body stress. So when you sleep for 4, 5 hours, 6 hours, you have a coffee, you went to the gym, you're causing more harm to your body. So किसने बोला 4 घंटे सो आराम से, शाम को जिम में जाओ या उस दिन ब्रेक ले लो, that is much better. And when you can't go to the gym, have a habit of getting into incidental physical activity, as in you just move after every few minutes and do your own things. We know all this. It's just implementation. Knowledge सबके पास है. आज 10 साल के बच्चे को भी खड़ा क्या पूछो कि क्या करना चाहिए, उसके पास 10 ideas है. Problem is implementation. And this implementation, why can't we do it? Anybody who can tell me कि हम implement क्यों नहीं कर पाते हैं? we know everything, right? Anybody, there's no right wrong.
So generally, like just the way you said,
Huh.
oh, you take stress.
Huh.
I'm a dietitian myself, so when you tell you have to do a healthy eating, so it becomes a stress. અરે બાપ રે, હવે તો આ કેટલું બધું મેનેજ કરવાનું થશે. So that is the main thing, you know.
People can't implement that.
That's the crux of the whole story what she's talking.
Anybody else would want to add? Yes, please.
When I go to schools, colleges, institutions to deliver and to clear myths about self-medication, they will do. And give an example of emergency corridor, name the big emergency corridors to bring people move that directive in Navratri and then just take it at their own order. Thanks to the medical shops in this country who can sell everything, including potassium cyanide, to the patient without prescription of a schedule-H drug. So that's our guiding logic. So it hurts. We try our best to educate the men. Don't do this. Don't take antidepressant pills. Don't do the abortion pills. Don't take emergency model pills. It's going to harm your hypothalamus, pituitary, ovarian axis. You'll be ruined for 7-8 months, 1 year, 2 years. You'll never be able to conceive. Now my question is, the second evil which is into the market is Mounjaro and Ozempic. It is an evil because if you read the papers and thankfully there are some colleagues of us who no, it is safe. The first one, bariatric surgery, which was still important, because if your obesity and diabetes is going to kill you, you better have a bariatric surgery. But people are example, when you go to a party, it's a pastry talk. Oh, Dr. Joshi, I want to take Ozempic, can prescribe me. So people like you and me should have an agenda to please tell. If it's important, you take it. If your life is going to be over, you take it. But you can't take Ozempic like you're taking Polo. You can't take Mounjaro like you're taking in chewing gum. It has to be under strict medical supervision. Kills the spleen, kills the liver, kills the retina, kills the heart. People have died. The third thing is this gymming. People go to gym. I see young people when I go to the gym, they take creatine, they take energy drinks, they take BCCA, they take high level proteins. This harms the kidneys. This raises a bleeding issue. This causes erectile dysfunction in people who are taking high proteins. So how and when it's frustrating, you can see a frustration in my voice because I do a lot of patient education. My work is done. I've done a huge practice, but I want to give it back to society, and it frustrates me. It makes my heart cry when people are abusing self-medication.
Lovely questions. Can I just answer him and then maybe come to you? So, a lot of questions. Let me just recall where to start. Okay, so the second thing that you said that, people take Ozempic and other medication just to reduce weight. I feel that our society is the culprit in pushing them to do that. There are two things. One, they are lazy. People want shortcuts. देखो वो मैडम भी डाइटिशियन है, उनको भी लोग पूछते होंगे कि मुझे 1 महीने में 5 किलो 6 किलो 10 किलो कम कर देना, मेरी शादी है. Now she is a dietitian. She is not a magician. You will have to work out, you will have to eat right, and then you will see the results. But unfortunately, we live in a day where we want to order today and get the delivery tomorrow. या फिर today itself. We have lost the patience. और ऊपर से हमारी सोसाइटी ये होर्डिंग्स जो हमें कहते हैं कि इफ आपकी स्किन ऐसे नहीं है तो आप सुंदर नहीं हो, अगर आप ऐसे नहीं दिखते हो तो आप सुंदर नहीं हो. So we have to teach people that develop a thick skin. You don't have to listen to everybody, and that's what people like me are trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. That you don't have to be fake, you just be yourself. Don't come under any pressure. When people come under pressure to prove themselves, that's when they take these pills. Because इतना torture हो चुके हैं घर से, कम नहीं कर रही है वेट, शादी नहीं होगी, अच्छा नहीं दिख रहा होगा, तो क्या करे बेचारा इंसान? वो यही करेगा because उसको जिम नहीं जाना, सुबह उठना नहीं है, discipline, consistency are too boring. So we need to spread awareness. And the third question you asked was about the gym, that people take creatine and BCAA and all that. Now, हमारी सोसाइटी को ये लगता है कि डॉक्टर्स इतने साल पढ़ के जो करते हैं वो मैं चैट जीपीटी से यूं ही पूछ सकता हूँ.
That is the thing.
So, if ChatGPT could do everything, then इतने साल डॉक्टर्स अपना एलर्जी, सब सोशल लाइफ, सब साइड में रख के क्यों डिग्री ले रहे हैं? So you can't replace one qualified doctor with a ChatGPT. क्योंकि मैं ChatGPT को इमोशनली ये पूछ लूंगी कि can I please take Ozempic? I am very sad. तो बोलेगा हाँ ले ले. फिर मैं उसी ChatGPT को नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन में पूछूंगी but it has lot of harms. No, तो मैं हाँ you are right. lot of harms. तो भाई तो एक चीज बोलना. But डॉक्टर ये नहीं करेगा. डॉक्टर will tell you the right thing. So हम लोगों को और भी सुधार सकते हैं. It all starts from our family, our larger circle, whoever your patients are. Teach them that I'm here for a reason. show them that what all options you can do. So whoever your family or whoever is going to the gym, encourage them to go to the gym regularly, and don't look for miracles to happen. It will take time. Our body takes time. आप मोटे होने में भी टाइम लगाते हो तो उतना ही मसल बिल्ड करने में टाइम लगेगा.
So I'm into fitness also, doing full marathon and ultra marathon since last 12 years. I did 100-kilometer ultra also last year, twice, Jaisalmer ultra border. And right now I'm a pacer for 450 hours for Adani marathon upcoming. Since last 3 years I'm doing full marathon pace. So, madam, for both of you are from the healthcare and also into the fitness, and you've been influencer for fitness in so many years. So my thing is that wherever I chair the session or anywhere, the society is facing a different altogether issue of obesity in a very younger generation. So when I address what you call at different places, anywhere, and if you just look after the population who are surrounding us below 18 years, so we have seen a lot of kids of 12 years to 18 years, below that also, are obese, and they have a lot of issue regarding sugar and the hypercholesterol. The recently published article here in our journal, the local, so 47% of school kids between 12 to 18 years having a borderline high cholesterol, and 27% of them in our Ahmedabad schools only, they have an issue of obesity. Their BMI is 26, 27, more than 25. Now the issue is that India is the youngest populated country, and these generations are our future generation. And if you see the schools in the, not in Gujarat or not in Ahmedabad, in any part of the India, if you count in the percentage, hardly the 10 to 15 to 20% good school have a good playground. Okay, so why do we blame all the time the person who is obese? But the upbringing the society and the government is giving that from the school days is somewhat need to be rechanged, reprogrammed, because our society is always believe that you can succeed if you become a doctor, if you become a IITians, you become a what you call a good architect from SET, or a what you call IIM MBA from IIM, and that pressure in every school. Look, the schools in Ahmedabad, good schools, their admission criteria and everything. And if you check them and if you visit many of these schools, they don't even have a playground. What we have to do as a combined healthcare industry for this generation, like to prevent the obesity, prevent the hyperglycemia, prevent the hypercholesterolemia in such a young generation, by and how we influence government as a doctor, as a fitness trainer, as a healthcare professional, being a consultant for so many corporate hospitals. We have to some program or strategy where the government and all private partners sit together to work on something program like that way, because it's very disgusting many a times to see this kind of data coming from the younger generation.
I totally agree with you. I support you +1 to whatever you said. Now coming, whatever I could recall from your question. See, why kids are obese today? Because younger generation takes their parents, their elder siblings as role models, right? So when the mother is constantly on WhatsApp, then the child is also going to be playing on the tab all the time. So first of all, instead of preaching the children to be more active, we as elders need to set good benchmarks. We need to be good role models to them. So like you are running marathon, right? If you look at your family, I'm sure younger generation is more into fitness or more aware. Why? Because you're not preaching them. You're waking up at 3:30, 4 a.m. and going out and doing what you're supposed to do and still managing your work. So you don't have to tell your younger generation. They're watching you. In the very same way, when we see school children who are obese, overweight, fat, let's look at their families. If the parents are, buying things, like if you're buying junk in your house with an excuse कि guest आएंगे ना, तब उनको देने के लिए कुछ तो चाहिए ना. But guest कब आते हैं? उसके पहले तो आप सब साफ कर लेते हो. So you have to be good role models as elders. That will set a good example for the younger generation. Secondly, talking about schools, कि वहाँ पे playground चाहिए, नहीं है, वो नहीं है. उस वजह से है, because now you look at the population in Ahmedabad. When you're talking about your school life, there was population was so different, and right now it's space crunch. But yes, that's not an excuse. You need to make your children more active by sending them to classes or making them more aware of why being physically active is more important. पहले जब बात करते हैं तो पेरेंट्स खुद घर पे काम करते थे या थोड़े एक्टिव रहते थे, चल के ग्रोसरीज लेने जाते थे. अब आप चल के नहीं जाते हो, ब्लिंकिट वाले को फिट करते हो. So you have to look at all these aspects. तभी जाके बच्चों में भी अवेयरनेस आएगी. एंड फ्रेंकली बच्चों को मार मार के फिट नहीं कर सकते हो, उनको मार मार के सलाहें नहीं दे सकते हो. दे डोंट लिसन टू यू, ट्रस्ट मी. मोस्ट ऑफ द चिल्ड्रन डोंट लिसन टू यू, दे वॉच यू. सो डू व्हाट यू वांट योर चिल्ड्रन टू डू. That's one thing.
So I'll just tell you, which I think you must have come across, having worked in the hospital industry. Whenever there is some function in the hospital is saying that we have kept dinner, we have kept high tea for doctors, you will find the worst quality of food in that party. It will be only samosa, kachori, I mean the fried items, noodles, everything. You will never get healthy food in organized by any hospital in the whole city. I throw you a challenge. Not taking the name of the hospitals, but I give a challenge from the topmost hospital to the bottommost. If they are throwing a party for the doctors, it will have the unhealthiest food. Right? So as doctors, there are cardiologists whose BMI might be more than 35-40. There are endocrinologists who themselves are suffering from diabetes. So when our own health sector soldiers, they themselves are not healthy, how can we expect the public?
So fine, I think she touched upon the point of the education as well as the schools, and he touched upon the point of the teenager and the children. Those are exposed to a very high risk factors at this moment, and we do not promote the prevention aspect, like preventive health checkup for the kids. It's a high time when we send our children for the preventive health checkup, number one, because you do not know what the children are carrying. Number two, even I totally agree with your perception. All the schools, they do not have the sports facility. Forget about the sports facility, they have the emergency medical officer who is there for kids whenever they fall sick or there is an emergency right there in the school, they are attended to. But there is no lifestyle medicine which is very emerging specialty. Not only the school, the hospital also should have the lifestyle medicine. Even the curriculum of the doctor, the prescription should start and must start with the healthy habits. So first foremost is a preventive part, and then you have your allopathic and the curative and the conservative treatment part, which is a reactive part. But first, let us try and see as a whole, I would say it's a comprehensive picture. It starts from the education. I'm talking about the school education or in the medical education, and then building the practice together. So I would say it will take years. It will take 1, 2, 3 decades for changing the mindset, from all the generation to what we can do is we can just spread the right kind of awareness and advices and right kind of content on the social media for people to follow. My own son, he goes and he cries out whenever there is an exam, but he still wants to eat cheap. And he wants to have the protein part. But my husband is right here, we've been into the healthcare for more than 25 years. We preach this particular advice to the kids, they do not want to follow. Because they are so carried away. They are so carried away because of their influences, their friends, their networks, the school, the tuition, coaches everywhere. So there is no right knowledge and information being spread right from the schools, and they are actually misguided. So this is a forum where we are collecting all these thoughts right from the Sapna. And I would request that the founder of a particular conference, I think, carry on all these thoughts, all these messages to some of the bodies where these ideas can be implemented there on. So these are the things, yes, Doctor.
Before
just a second.
we are running out of time, that this would be a last question from the audience, and then we'll have lots of time to they do some networking, and they are here with us.
Just a second before you ask, I'd like to answer what he said. आपने जो बोला ना कि अच्छे यानी टेस्टी फूड होता है, समोसा ये वगैरह वगैरह, तो लोग चलो दिल पे हाथ रख के, हाथ मत रखो पर अपने कॉन्शियस को पूछ लो, आप पहले क्या देखते हो, कॉन्फ्रेंस कहाँ ऑर्गेनाइज की है, कौन सी होटल में है, लंच मिलेगा, ब्रंच मिलेगा, क्या है क्या नहीं. तो लोग पहले यही सोचते हैं कि बिकॉज फूड हैज बिकम नॉट फॉर द डॉक्टर्स, आई एम टॉकिंग इन जनरल, फूड वी कंसिडर एज अ सोर्स ऑफ एंटरटेनमेंट. जहाँ अच्छा फूड होगा तो देन आई विल थिंक अच्छा यहाँ पे इतने ऑप्शंस होंगे, इट्स लाइक अ बुफे, ये मज़ा आएगा, तो लोग जाते हैं. तो अभी जो ऑर्गेनाइज करते हैं वो भी क्या करें, वो सात्विक भोजन रखूंगा तो कितने लोग आएंगे? सो वी नीड टू चेंज कि अगर ऐसा इवेंट होगा जहाँ जमीन पे बैठ के भी अगर खाना है, मुझे सात्विक खाना, तो मैं जाऊंगा, तो लोग ऑर्गेनाइज करेंगे. सो वी नीड टू चेंज. जब तक ल्यूक्रेटिव फूड नहीं होता, मान लीजिए आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट एनी रैंडम इवेंट, शादी भी देख लो आप, लोग ये देखते हैं इनविटेशन आया, कहाँ शादी है, अच्छा यहाँ पे है, द फूड इज रियली गुड, चलो आई विल मेक श्योर आई अटेंड, नहीं तो डीजल क्यों जलाना. जी सर.
Yes, so I am a doctor Kaushal.
Even the doctors की CMEs होती है तो खाना नहीं रखेंगे तो no doctors would even turn up. That's a thing which all the hospitals. अगर आप कोई भी CME रखोगे, कोई भी conference अगर खाना नहीं है तो doctors will not doctors. I mean every those who are attendees they would not really turn up. So first foremost they focus on the food and
That is in Gujarat, and in out of Gujarat it is a drinks. So that is other one. I am a Dr. Kaushal Anand. I am a gastro liver robotic surgeon. So important thing what I want to highlight is कि we are seeing कि there's health issues है children's में. But what is the most important is that we are seeing a non-alcoholic liver hepatitis. That is one of the worst condition जो हम अभी it will going to emerge. It's already there. Right now in India, maximum number of liver transplantation has done not because of the alcohol but because of the NASH. Second thing is liver cancer is one of the major causes. The NASH is one of the major cause in the liver cancer. So by 20 years of fatty liver, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, and it would convert into the liver cirrhosis. So if the younger children are not healthy right now, it's not about the BMI and obesity, but it's the liver health. So if it's not there, by 20 years, they will all have a liver cirrhosis or liver cancer. And will not get any 50 or 60s. So this is one of the worst thing. So I think we have to objectify screening. There are school health, college health, we have to screen out. And when there is a marginal thing there, they must have to go under a strict health precautions, and we have to prevent the health gaps, because they are going to suffer and the community will suffer, because society will suffer with the lots of disease patients. That's what I want to say.
Wow, that's a lovely point, and I totally agree with you. Superb points that you mentioned. That schools, even families need to go for regular checkups. कुछ लोग इसलिए चेकअप नहीं करवाते, कुछ निकल गया तो जो मेरे पास आते कंसल्ट करने के लिए, आई ऑलवेज एडवाइज देम गो फॉर चेकअप्स कि आप इतने करवा लो चेकअप. तो बोले नहीं, मैं 6 महीने आपके साथ आई वर्क ऑन माय फिटनेस, देन आई विल गो फॉर द चेकअप. अभी करवाऊंगा ना तो कुछ ना कुछ गड़बड़ी, कोलेस्ट्रॉल या ये वो कुछ ना कुछ तो आ ही जाएगा. So we need to change people's mindset also कि अगर प्रॉब्लम दिखता है तो अच्छा है, you can prevent it at the right time. Very well.
which I want from you. Any 3 health mantras which you want to give to the doctors right here?
अच्छा, मैं डॉक्टर्स को 3 हेल्थ मंत्रास क्या ही दे दूंगी, बट चलो आई बाय.
Which they can never break, even if the
ना
hospital.
प्लीज वो ब्रेक मंत्रास आर मेंट टू बी ब्रोकन. इट्स जस्ट दैट ब्रेक कर लो फिर से लग जाओ दम पे. तो ऐसे कोई 3 मंत्रास नहीं है मेरे पास. Instead, if you have any comment to make, because I'm loving this audience who talks, so I'm just getting greedy. Since she said that we have 5 minutes, so I would love to interact. जी sir, बोलिए.
So after the COVID, see, I used to, as a gastrosurgeon, work from morning 8 to 9 in the evening. Okay. After COVID, we realized everything, and I am a golfer. So we had a lots of time in COVID, so I started golfing. And after the COVID, I made a schedule. I go to the hospital at 12 o'clock. So I work 12 to 8. Morning 3 days I do golfing. And then I'm the Rotarian, so I do social work and servicing, and Sunday is a family day. So like that. So I understand, even doing from 12 to 8, not going 12 hours. So my work doesn't affect, okay. My business doesn't go away, okay. And I'm getting a good number of other than doctors. I have lots of friends other than the different industries. So I can interact with them, I have a network with them, and I understand, because their problems are different. Because when the doctor started off the medical college, till the end, he'll be surrounded by the doctors, either family or friends or anything. So he doesn't understand what is the other world is there. what's the other one's problems are there. They always see from their doctor's perspective. So that is very important because now you have to go around and you have to be aware of the other part of the world and other part of the people, so you can understand very well the problems and then you can resolve and you can have your own time, so you can have a better mental health.
Right. Okay, so very quickly, 3 things that I want everybody to do, or I would suggest they do it. One is take care of your mental health, because if this is sorted, the rest of everything will be sorted in your life. Second is keep your tags or qualifications or everything maybe safely in your car, or maybe once you leave your hospital or wherever, because you have to keep your inner child alive and don't be under any pressure. मैं डॉक्टर हूँ, मैं ये हूँ, मैं वो हूँ, because वो pressure में इंसान दब जाता है. So chill रहो, गलतियाँ करो, मजे करो, make fool of yourself and life is just once. देखो कुछ भी हो, PhD हो, डॉक्टर हो, जो भी हो, एक ही जगह डेस्टिनेशन है, तो वहाँ जाने से पहले जी लो.
पहले मैं भी एक्टर था. मेरा फेवरेट रोल था इंस्पेक्टर क्राइम पेट्रोल में. मैंने बहुत सारा काम किया हुआ है. हम लोग रात को बहुत लेट नाइट तक जगते थे, तो बॉडी ज्यादा फूल गया. आप मेरी हेल्प देख सकते हो. तो मुझे किसी ने सजेस्ट किया कि हर्बल लाइफ यूज करो, उससे अपना बॉडी अच्छा हो जाएगा. तो आपका क्या कहना है?
सतर्क रहें, सुरक्षित रहें, सबसे दूर रहें.
See, I think this is the very important point.
Yeah.
We had 3 patients who died because of therapy. They have a liver failure because it is met and it is already documented. One doctor's father had an issue and he had sued the company. That is already ongoing, and this is a very proven thing. So that is very.
Okay, so I would not comment on any company or anything, but the point is कि कोई भी powders, कोई भी medication आपको नहीं लेना चाहिए unless and until your doctor has advised. See, these are supplements. What a whey protein, if you take it is a supplement. What is the meaning of supplement? It is an add-on. It's not an option to eating, right? So अगर आपको खाना खा के ही see dieting को लोग क्यों ये समझते हैं dieting यानी खाना छोड़ नहीं देना है. Dieting is eating according to your goals. Eating is the thing that you should underline. We must eat. We are human beings. So कोई दुनिया का supplement आपको help नहीं कर सकता. Even people who have taken Ozempic or whoever, वो weight कम कर देंगे. But again, if they start eating rubbish and they don't move, they'll again gain weight. So आपको एक ही चीज, since we are running short on time, I'll just say one line. Keep away from any lucrative shortcuts, because shortcut का मतलब यही है कि जिसकी जितनी लंबी shelf life ना, वो आपकी life कम कर देता है. तो फूड क्या होता है? फूड इज मेडिकेशन, मेडिसिन. फूड घर पे फ्रेशली कुक्ड हो, वो फूड है. बाकी सारे प्रोडक्ट है. इतना याद रखोगे, योर लाइफ विल बी सॉर्टेड. थैंक यू सो मच.
Please have a big round of applause for both of them, guys. Thank you so much, Ms. Sapna Vyas and Dr. Nehala.